Chosen one? Stop right here. In the next 15 minutes, you're about to discover why 7 financial cycles have kept you trapped, and the exact repositioning pattern God is using right now to break every single one. This isn't theory. This is the answer you've been praying for at 3 in the morning when the bills pile up and doubt whispers you've missed your time. I'm about to show you 3 people, ages 52, 58, and 64, who broke free using a protocol heaven revealed. Same struggles you face, same age bracket, different outcome. Because they learned something you're about to learn. Your breakthrough doesn't require youth, connections, or luck. It requires repositioning. And if your spirit confirms this word is for you, drop 999 in the comments as your sacred agreement. Subscribe, because heaven isn't finished speaking. Your financial freedom starts today. The 7 financial cycles keeping you stuck and why God allowed them. Listen, before we dive into the cycles themselves, I need you to meet 3 people. Real people. Not characters from a motivational book, but flesh and blood believers who sat exactly where you're sitting right now, overwhelmed, exhausted, and wondering if God forgot about them. Meet Robert. 52 years old, living in Illinois. For 28 years, he showed up to the same manufacturing plant, supervised the same teams, and did everything right. He was the guy everyone relied on, the dependable one. But when promotion time came, 3 times, they passed him over for younger candidates with half his experience. His wife had medical bills stacking up. His son's college tuition was around the corner. And despite doing everything society told him to do, work hard, stay loyal, be faithful, Robert was living paycheck to paycheck. Then came the breaking point. 6 months' notice that his entire position was being eliminated. Now meet Patricia, 58, Georgia, divorced single mother who raised 2 kids alone, and even now as adults, they still needed help. She managed a retail store, worked 50-plus hours every single week, smiled through the pain, and kept going. But behind closed doors? Credit card debt from what she called temporary emergencies that somehow never ended. She'd tried the side hustles, Avon, Mary Kay, all of it, but nothing ever took off. Her body was screaming for rest, but retirement wasn't even on the horizon. She couldn't afford to stop, but she couldn't afford to continue either. And then there's Michael, 44, Texas, mid-level IT professional with what looked like success on paper. Nice house, decent car, respectable income. But here's what nobody saw. Michael felt trapped. Golden handcuffs, they call it. Every dollar was already spoken for before it hit his account. And the worst part? He knew, deep in his spirit, that he was capable of so much more. Then he got passed over for a promotion, and the person who got it, a 29-year-old who became his boss. Now pause for just a moment. Which one of these stories made your heart skip? Was it Robert, Patricia, Michael? Drop a number in the comments. 1, 2, or 3. Because the story that resonates with you reveals which cycle has the strongest grip on your life right now. Here's what I discovered after walking with thousands of believers through financial crisis. There aren't 100 different problems. There are exactly 7 cycles. 7 patterns that repeat over and over, keeping good people stuck in bad situations. And here's the part that's going to challenge you. God allowed these cycles, not to punish you, not because He doesn't care, but because each cycle was preparing you for something your current mindset couldn't handle. Cycle 1, the almost cycle. This is when you get so close you can taste it. The job interview goes to the final round, then rejected. The business almost takes off, then stalls. The promotion is almost yours, then given to someone else. Sarah, 47, made it to final interviews 11 times in 2 years. She started believing something was wrong with her. But here's what God was actually doing. Every single one of those positions would have put her in toxic environments or under leaders who would have crushed her spirit. When the 12th opportunity came, it wasn't a job offer. It was the courage to start her own consulting business that now does $400,000 a year. The mistake most people make? Thinking almost means not anointed. Wrong. Almost means not yet aligned. Cycle 2. The emergency cycle. You finally save $2,000 and boom, a $2,000 problem appears. Car breaks down, medical bill, home repair. James, 55, said it perfectly. Every time I save money, something happens. It's been 7 years of this. Here's what we discovered. James had a generational poverty spirit attacking his breakthrough season. His grandfather lost everything in the Depression. His father filed bankruptcy twice. But also, James only gave to God's work after his needs were met, never before. When James started splitting every deposit, 50% to emergency fund, 50% to his God fund, the emergencies dropped by 80% within 4 months. Cycle 3. The paycheck prison. You made $40,000, barely survived. Now you make $70,000, still barely surviving. The prison just got bigger, but you're still locked in. Linda, 49, got 3 raises in 5 years. Her debt grew after each one. Why? Lifestyle inflation. Every raise came with a new, I deserve this purchase. Here's the truth. God won't increase your income until He increases your capacity. Linda tracked every penny for 90 days. She found $800 a month disappearing into invisible spending. Subscriptions she forgot about. Eating out without thinking. That $800 became her side business seed money. That side business now brings in $3,500 a month. Cycle 4. The starting over cycle. You get ahead, something happens, back to zero. Build up savings, emergency wipes it out, progress, then setback, repeat. Tom, 61, said, I've rebuilt my life from scratch 4 times. I'm exhausted. Here's what God showed him. Foundation issues. He was building on emotions and desperation instead of wisdom and God's timing. Remember Jesus' parable? Rain came, floods came, winds beat against both houses. Same storm, but only one stood. Why? Foundation. Tom stopped asking, how do I make money fast? And started asking, God, what foundation do I need? The answer shocked him. He needed to heal his relationship with money first. It was rooted in his father's bankruptcy trauma. He was unconsciously sabotaging every success because deep down, he expected to lose it all anyway. Once he dealt with that wound, everything changed. If you're over 50, ask yourself this. What did your parents teach you about money? Because you're either repeating it or rebelling against it, and both can be wrong. Cycle 5. The irregular income cycle. Good month, bad month, okay month, terrible month, no predictability, constant anxiety. Jessica, 43, freelance graphic designer. Some months $6,000, some months $600. She couldn't plan anything. Here's what was happening. Jessica was operating in talent alone, not talent, plus strategy, plus faith. She did something counterintuitive. She started tithing off her average income, not actual monthly income. She also shifted from one-off projects to retainer relationships. Income stabilized within 60 days. And if you're in your 50s or 60s, irregular income feels scarier because retirement is closer. But here's the secret. God's supply isn't dependent on your age or energy. It's dependent on your obedience and positioning. Cycle 6. The never enough cycle. You have income, but it's never quite enough. Always short. $200, $500, $1,000. Marcus, 56, made $85,000 a year, above national average, but always broke by the 20th of the month. Here's what we discovered. Holes in the bag. The Bible talks about this in Haggai 1 verse 6. Money comes in, but leaks out through unforgiveness, unrepented sin, or misaligned priorities. Marcus discovered he was still bitter about a business partner who betrayed him 8 years ago. That unforgiveness was costing him financially. Sounds crazy, but Proverbs 11:24 says one gives freely yet grows richer. Another withholds unduly but comes to poverty. Marcus forgave, not reconciled, forgave. Within 30 days, unexpected refund check for $3,400. Old client returned with a $15,000 project. Check your heart, not just your budget. Some financial problems are heart problems. Cycle 7. The delayed success cycle. You've been faithful 10, 20, 30 years. You see younger people succeeding. Your time never comes. Dorothy, 64. Faithful church member, tither, giver. Watched everyone around her prosper while she struggled. Here's what she didn't see. God wasn't measuring earthly success. He was building heavenly wealth and earthly legacy simultaneously. At 64, Dorothy started a prayer ministry from her living room. Within a year, it became an online community of 50,000 people. Book deal at 66. Speaking engagements at 67. She told me, I wasn't delayed. I was being prepared for something my younger self couldn't have handled. If you're 60, 65, 70 plus, and think you've missed it, you haven't. Moses was 80 when his real assignment started. Abraham was 75. Your age isn't a barrier, it's a qualifier. You have wisdom these young folks don't have. Now here's the uncomfortable truth nobody wants to hear. God allowed these cycles not to punish you, but to prepare you. The almost cycle taught you resilience and discernment. The emergency cycle forced you to trust Him, not your savings. The paycheck prison exposed your discipline gaps. The starting over cycle taught you to build on rock, not sand. The irregular income cycle trained you to live by faith, not sight. The never enough cycle revealed heart issues that had to be healed. And the delayed success cycle? It built character that matches your calling. Here's the twist that's going to change everything. The cycle you hate most is probably the one preparing you for your greatest breakthrough. Now that you know why you've been stuck, let me show you how Robert, Patricia, and Michael broke free, and the exact repositioning pattern they followed that you can start using today. The repositioning protocol. 3 levels of financial breakthrough. Remember Robert, Patricia, and Michael from earlier. I left you hanging, didn't I? You know they were stuck in those cycles, but you don't know what happened next. Well, let me tell you. Because their breakthrough didn't come from working harder, praying louder, or waiting longer. It came from understanding something most believers miss entirely. God doesn't just give breakthrough. He repositions you for breakthrough. And here's what you need to understand right now. There are 3 levels of repositioning, and you need all 3. Most people only focus on level 3, changing jobs, starting businesses, moving cities. But if you skip levels 1 and 2, level 3 will fail every single time. Watch what I mean. Level 1, internal repositioning, the identity shift. Let's go back to Robert. 52 years old, 28 years in manufacturing, position being eliminated. He had what I call a breakdown to breakthrough moment. He was sitting in his truck in the parking lot after getting the news, and he just cried out, God, I've been faithful for 28 years. Why is this happening? And God's response, through a pastor he called that night, was this: Robert, you've been a supervisor your whole life, but I didn't call you to supervise. I called you to build. That one sentence changed everything. Robert realized he'd spent 3 decades managing other people's visions, executing other people's plans, making other people successful. He'd never once asked, "What am I supposed to build?" Here's the identity shift that happened. Old identity: I'm an employee hoping for promotion. New identity: I'm a builder with 28 years of manufacturing wisdom. You see the difference? Same person, same skills, completely different lens. Robert spent 30 days asking one question: what have I learned that others desperately need? The answer hit him. Small manufacturing businesses were bleeding money because of inefficiency. So Robert started offering consulting. First client? Free, just to test it. He reorganized their workflow, cut their waste by 30%. Second client? $500. Third client? $2,000. When the layoff came 18 months later, Robert wasn't devastated. He was ready. His severance became his seed money. Today, at 54, Robert makes $180,000 a year consulting, works 3 days a week, and spends Fridays with his grandkids. But here's the lesson. Robert's breakthrough didn't start with a business plan. It started with an identity shift. Level 2, relational repositioning. Who's in your circle? Now let's talk about Patricia. 58, single mom, retail manager, exhausted. Patricia was surrounded by people in the same struggle. Her circle constantly talked about problems, but never solutions. And one day, God spoke to her spirit. You need eagle friendships, not chicken friendships. Patricia made a list of her 10 closest relationships and asked 4 questions. 1. Are they moving forward or stuck? 2. Do they speak faith or fear about money? 3. Do they have multiple income streams or just a job? 4. Do they celebrate my growth or feel threatened by it? The results shocked her. 8 out of 10 were stuck in the same cycle she was trapped in. Her own sister told her, "You're 58, just accept this is your life." Patricia didn't cut people off dramatically, but she made a strategic decision. She would add new relationships. She joined a Christian women's business group for $50 a month. She found a mentor, a 67-year-old woman running a 7-figure business. The shift was immediate. Her new circle spoke differently. Instead of, "I can't afford anything," they asked, "What's your next income stream?" 6 months later, her mentor said, "Patricia, retail managers understand customer psychology. You should become a retail consultant." Patricia started with one small boutique, $1,000 to reorganize their store. Word spread. Within 6 months, 12 clients, $4,500 a month. 1 year later, she quit her retail job. Today, at 60, Patricia makes $90,000 a year consulting full-time. Here's the truth. Show me your friends. I'll show you your future. You cannot rise beyond the level of the 5 people you spend the most time with. Level 3, geographical and vocational repositioning. Where you are and what you do now. Michael, 44, IT professional, golden handcuffs, passed over for promotion. Here's what God told him. You're in the right field, wrong fight. Michael realized he was solving other people's IT problems in corporate America, but his real gift was teaching complex things simply. For 90 days while still working, he researched. He discovered small businesses desperately needed IT help, but couldn't afford full-time staff. He saw online education in tech skills was booming. Michael created a dual strategy. Stream 1, fractional IT director for 5 small businesses at $3,000 per month each, $15,000 monthly. Stream 2, online course called Tech for Second Career Professionals, $47 per course. Sold 200 the first month. But here's what's important. Michael didn't quit immediately. He worked his plan for 9 months while employed. When his side income hit $12,000 per month consistently, he gave notice. Year 1, $145,000, same as corporate, but on his terms. Year 2, $240,000. Year 3, he built a team, now works 25 hours a week, income over $300,000. Here's the twist. Michael didn't leave IT. He repositioned within IT. Same skills, different application. And if you're 50, 60, 65, listen carefully. You have 20, 30, 40 years of expertise. The question isn't, can I still make it? The question is, how do I repackage what I already know? Your age is not a liability. It's equity. When you speak, people listen. When you consult, people trust. The 7-day activation protocol. Now you've seen the 3 levels, but I know what you're thinking. How do I start? Let me give you something you can activate in the next 7 days. Don't wait until you feel ready. Nobody ever does. Day 1, identity audit. Write this down. I used to think I was just but I'm actually a kumapen. Then pray, God, show me who you say I am, not who my circumstances say I am. Day 2, skills. Inventory, list 10 things you're good at. Don't filter, just write. Then ask, which 3 of these could solve someone's problem? Circle those 3. Day 3, market research. Google your skill, plus the word consultant. Google your skill, plus freelance rates. Look at 10 profiles. What do they charge? What services do they offer? This isn't copying, it's learning the landscape. Day 4, relational audit. List your 10 closest relationships. Mark each one. Check mark for moving forward, X for stuck, question mark for neutral. Be honest. Then commit. Add 1 new forward-moving relationship this month. 1 coffee meeting, 1 business group, 1 online community. Day 5, side stream. Seed. Don't quit your job. Offer your skill to 1 person for free or cheap. Get a testimonial. Get proof that what you know has value. This is your foundation. Day 6, financial detox. Cancel 3 subscriptions you don't use. Seriously, do it today. That money, put it in what I call your Stream 2 fund. Even if it's $30 a month, it's a start. It's a declaration. Day 7, prophetic declaration. Stand in front of a mirror and speak this out loud. I am not stuck. I am repositioned. I am not too old. I am most qualified. My breakthrough is not coming. My breakthrough has begun. Say it until you believe it. The challenge. Do these 7 days. Don't skip. Don't negotiate. And watch what God does. Where are they now? Let me bring this home. Robert is 54 now. $180,000 a year, works 3 days a week, has time for his grandkids. Patricia is 60, $90,000 a year, travels, supports her kids, finally has peace. Michael is 47, $300,000 a year, built a team, has lifestyle freedom. Here's the common thread. None of them waited for perfect timing. None of them had it all figured out. And none of them were 25 years old. They were in their 40s, 50s, 60s, just like you. Your age is not your enemy. Your experience is not wasted. Your season is not over. But your cycle can be. Today, your next step. If this message has touched your spirit, do 3 things right now. First, like this video as your agreement with heaven. It's more than a button. It's a declaration. Second, drop your age and city in the comments. Let's build a community of believers who are breaking cycles together. When you see someone from your city or your age bracket, encourage them. We're stronger together. Third, subscribe to this channel, because next week, I'm releasing the multiple streams blueprint for over 40 believers. You don't want to miss it. Heaven isn't finished speaking over your life. And if God is stirring something in you to sow a seed into this ministry, there's a link below. This isn't about obligation. It's about activation. Every seed sown is a prophetic act that says, Lord, I'm ready for my repositioning. Let me leave you with this. Your breakthrough doesn't start tomorrow. It doesn't start next week. It started the exact moment you clicked on this video. God interrupted your day for a reason. He drew you here for purpose. Now go activate it. Go complete day 1. Go write that identity statement. Go take the first step. Because the cycles are breaking. The repositioning has begun. And your best season is not behind you. It's right in front of you. God bless you, chosen one. I'll see you in the next message. Subscribe now so you don't miss the next prophetic instruction heaven is sending your way. Because what God started in you today, He's about to complete through the messages coming next.